Okay, everyone, welcome to week 2. As you can see here, we have an outline of what we're doing. This video is going to tell you how to do your journal entries. Your journal is going to comprise 15% of your grade, so it's an important component of class, and it will help with your writing skills, it will help with your analysis skills, and it will help you think about the book and critically analyze what you feel about what's happening in the book. So it really satisfies a lot of requirements and skill areas that we hope to use as you improve your reading. I want to show you how to do your journal entries so that you're consistent throughout the 16 weeks. We have about 10 that we're going to do, and I just want to give you an overview and show you how to do it, okay? As you see down here, journal entries are always going to be at the bottom of the page or for the week, if I assign a journal entry for that week. You can see here we're at journal entry number 1. So you'll click to open that. And what will open is my instructions for that particular journal entry. You're always going to look for your topic. What is it that you're going to talk about for that week? But I want you to understand that I do not collect the journal entries for several weeks because I give you time to get used to it, to think about your ideas, to revise them if you'd like to revise them. So you're going to be working on them for a while before I collect them. I give a deadline. This deadline is going to be for January 28th, but I will not collect them. You will not be turning them in on January 28th. I just give you a deadline for yourself so you don't fall behind. For example, if you decided not to do the first 3 journal entries and then all of a sudden it's starting to come time to turn them in, then you're going to have to make up a lot of work, and that will put a lot of pressure on you. And sometimes I'm going to ask you to share a journal entry that you've made in your discussion board. So you'll want to have that journal entry done so you can copy and paste that journal entry into the discussion board so you can talk about it. So again, I give a date, however, I don't collect it for several weeks, okay? So here we go. There's a rubric here, and the rubric that you don't have to pay attention to the points right now. The journal entry is 50 points, but this is just to give you an idea of if you really want to do really well on it, then you want to follow the 5-point criteria. If you're looking at the middle of the road, the C area, then you can look at the 3-point criteria. And if you're not doing too well, then it's probably in the 1-point range. But really just read this rubric just to see what it is that I'm looking for in your rubric. For example, your response to the question or questions. The student answered the journal question thoroughly and completely and has shown a critical analysis where and when appropriate. In other words, if I've asked you to think about it, reflect on it, compare something, contrast something, you have given it some good thought. And then you want to do the best you can on the grammar and your punctuation and your spelling. This is a writing class, and I'm trying to get you ready for English 200 and English 1A. And so you want to be your best when you go into those classes. So the more you practice good writing here, the more that you're going to be disciplined and ready for when you go into the higher English courses, okay? And then I'm also going to be looking for the vocabulary usage. I'd like for you to use some of the vocabulary we use in the textbook. I'm going to suggest some vocabulary that we use in the Glass Castle book. And so not only are you going to learn vocabulary, but you're going to use it in your own writing, and the best place to use it is in your journal, okay? So how do you keep a journal? Well, you can open up your own Word document and keep the journal entries yourself, but I've given you one that you can download here. And if you want to actually write in the journal, you click on the link here, and this will bring it up in Word, okay? But if you don't have Word, then you may want to make your own in the processing format that you use. So we're going to click OK. But if you don't have Word, you can always go to Google Docs, and Canvas accepts Google Docs. So if you have a Gmail account, just go open up a Google doc, save it, and you can turn it in that way. So I'm going to click OK, and it's going to open up this form, and I've already set it for you. You notice that I have 10 journal entries here, and the last journal entry is probably going to be sometime in May down here. But your first one, I've already done the date for you, which is January 28th. And then here's the journal entry. Described what shocked you the most so far in this story. Name one good characteristic or behavior of the mother and for the father. Describe, and I guess I can take this out, this shouldn't have a question mark. Describe one situation where either the mother or the father showed bad judgment or poor behavior. And there'll be plenty of examples, believe me. Be sure to answer each of these questions and in detail. So how many things do you need to do? So what shocked you the most, that's one thing you're going to write about. Name a good quick characteristic of the mother, that's 2. And for the father, that's 3. And then where either the mother or the father showed bad judgment, that's 4. So there's really 4 things you're going to be talking about to answer this question thoroughly. So you're going to type your response here. So you just get rid of that. And so you start typing. What shocked me most is when Jeanette caught on fire while she was cooking hot dogs. Or whatever shocked you. This was just an example. And I'm going to give more detail. I'm not going to give it all here, but I'm just giving you an example. What was happening? Why was she doing that? And then I have to think of one good thing that the mother did in the pages that I assigned. Remember, only talk about this in the pages I assigned for that week. Okay? You're not going to talk about the whole book because we haven't read the whole book yet. So whatever pages I assigned for this week, for week 2, is what you're going to talk about for your journal. Okay? And then you keep going. You keep making your journal. You should probably have 1 to 2 paragraphs when you're finished here. Okay? So I'm going to get rid of this because this is going to be your thing. Put that back. Okay? So 1 to 2 fully developed paragraphs about what you felt so far in the story. Believe me, you will love this story. It will make you mad. It will shock you. It will make you happy. It will make you doubt your faith in humanity. It will give you hope for humanity. It is, my students rave about the book. Okay? So once you finish, then you just hit save, right? You'll type it in and you just hit save, but you're going to want to save it to your desktop. So once you hit save, you're going to, this is probably in your downloads. You want to keep the current format because that, or whatever it tells you to do. And you're going to save it somewhere to your desktop or to your documents. So each week or each time I assign a journal entry, you're going to go find your, wherever you put this, okay? You're going to find that in your files. So wherever you put it, you go find it. So, and then probably several weeks from now, I'm going to ask you to turn in that document with several entries in it. It might have all 10. I'll ask you to turn in that journal with this one document. And you'll just upload it, and I'll look at the document, and then I will read through each of your entries and grade them. Okay? So remember, open it up in Canvas and then save the document to your desktop. However, if you don't have Microsoft Word, then open it up in Google Docs, or you can make your own document as long as I can see it, as long as it's a document that I'm able to read in Canvas, okay? Like a text file, a PDF file, something like that. I prefer Word documents or text files or Google Docs, and the reason is because then I can type in your document comments to you. And I like doing that. I like to talk to you by typing in my comments. And I can't do that if you turn in a PDF file. Okay, it's too hard for me to do. All right, so once you've done that, perfect. And this is how you do the journal entry. You just keep track as you go along. And then later on, I'll call for this document and you'll turn it in. I'll look forward to being able to read these later on. And I hope you enjoy this exercise and use it to the best of your advantage so you can become a better writer and enjoy the book that you're reading.